You said everyone is so focused on the crypto cycles when the big picture is so fucking obvious. You would never sell if you don't have to.
Yeah. I've obviously known this for a long time, but I'm just realizing now with the agents and the fun, with all of the things we've talked about, the endless debasement of currency, plus the agents, plus everything going on chain, it's like, why would you sell this?
This is a massive shift in mindset that I realized I think gets much easier when you start to generate quite a lot of income, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise you might have a job, which is the majority of the people, and you make money, but your dreams and hope are in crypto, but you're like, I want to trade this thing because maybe my income every month is good, but is not enabling me to have an exceptional life, right? And I will need so much time. But when you start to make more income, this becomes so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And I know people, it's hard for everybody. It's hard. But really, if you logically think about it, we know where the world is going. We kind of know where the market cap is going to be over time because it's following Metcalfe's law, and you could just draw the log regression channel. So why would you ever sell it?
Yeah, never sell and buy every month. I mean, at some point you get back to like the very basics after so many years, which is just never sell and just buy every month.
So it's the left curve and right curve is here, right? Yeah. And as I said, I mean, this is humanity's pension plan. This is what this is now, because we get to invest in the infrastructure rails of which all the agentic economy will run. We get to do that. It's a pension plan. It'll bail you out of everything that's happening. You just have to do it, which is why, I first said the economic singularity is coming, and you've got, at the time, 6 years. And now it's 4 years away. You've got 4 years to just own as much of this shit as possible before you go into the biggest moments of uncertainty. But I think blockchain survived through the other side. Corporations, I have no idea what's going to happen over time. But blockchains, oh yeah.
Can you prove with actual numbers what we just said, that buying and holding and ideally accumulating every month or when crypto market go down massively outperforms trying to trade cycles?
So I have done the work because I've been building an indicator for Real Vision to help people with this. And what I basically said is if it's 2 standard deviations oversold on that log regression channel, between 1 and 2, you buy. It compounds at a stupid rate. Now, if you sell, how much do you sell at the top of the cycle? Here's the problem. Or how much do you reinvest back in the bottom? That's the hard part. Let's say you get 2 opportunities to add every 4 years, maybe 1 in the middle cycle, 1 at the end of the cycle. You got 2 opportunities. You just save up money between each one of those, do nothing, do nothing, do nothing. You get that, like we've just had, you buy. You go away, you keep saving money, you do that again. Okay, that's doable for most people. Just keep adding to your bet as much as you can. That obviously outperforms everything because you never sell. If you sell at 2 standard deviations, how much do you sell? Or 1 standard deviation overbought? 2 gives you the least signals, but it's a better quality signal. And this is where the problem is. If you take 25% off, yes, you've got lifestyle chips, but then you've got less money in the casino. If you take 50% off and you say, well, I'm going to add that back at the bottom, good luck doing that.
Good luck.
Because people can't do it. We're seeing it now.
Yeah, it's too difficult.
People can't do it. They're doing it now and they're chasing all the way up. Yeah. And you tend to fuck it up. So on paper, you could be an absolute amazing compound performer if you could buy the bottoms and sell the tops. I've been in the industry for 35 years and I don't know anybody who can do it.
I saw you recently on this traders podcast. And I have a bunch of friends who are traders and we all know all this stuff. But like, it was kind of funny because you're saying that on a traders podcast when this guy is literally selling trading to all his audience. And the truth is the truth, right?
Well, look at how many traders there are and look at how many of them actually made a lot of money consistently over time from trading. So people would say Paul Tudor Jones, Lewis Bacon,
Yeah.
Stan Druckenmiller. Yeah, they also made a lot of money out of asset management fees. So that's where they made a huge amount of money after they got big. But yes, some of those guys, Lewis, Paul, and Stan, are all like 5 standard deviations talent. They just don't exist. Most people don't make money. Why is it that every brokerage firm, their most profitable customers, the people who make the most P&L, are dead ones?
I mean, I've seen more and more of these crypto traders who are not, and there's not many, who are not like loudmouth and who used to make money trading crypto in 2019, 2020, 2021, saying, I lost my edge now. And the only money I made, I mean, I made a lot of money, but I lost it all, right? And I still made a lot of money, but it's just because I was holding Bitcoin and I was doing nothing with it.
Yeah.
And all the money I made actually comes from that.
Yes. Yes. And look, the people who've made the most money out of crypto are the people who don't trade it.
Yeah.
You know, I've used the example of people like Wences Caceres or even Dan Moorhead. All of these guys have made a fortune by doing precisely fuck all. And yet everybody wants to be the next trader who scalps it. And it's like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And then it's all about emotion, and it's like angry when it goes down and like overjoyous when it goes up. And it's like, it's such a waste of energy.
You're saying doing fuck all. Dan Tapiero would say, you're being patient, which is very different.
It is.
It's actually like you did the thing, you bought the thing, and it's not that you need to reframe your mindset, which is, and I think it's Paul Tudor Jones who said, I want to make money in a trade or long-term trade by staying as long as possible, right? Which is the same thing.
Yes. And so go back to this universal code framework. Output of intelligence. The intelligence is the trade working out, compounding its capital, all of that. The units of energy. Just think of that. Think of the units of energy use of buying some Bitcoin and doing nothing. That is the most efficient trade you'll ever do in your life. But what we do is the inefficient, which is use vast amounts of our energy, mental energy, emotional energy, because we want to trade it. So what you're creating is a system that is, by definition, less optimal.
Your money should work while you spend it. With KAST, spend stablecoins across 170 plus countries and earn up to 3% instant USD cashback. No banks, no friction, just money that keeps moving. KAST. Keep it stable. Check the link in the description to learn more.